my goodness, you guys. Today I have my neuro meeting about my brain and I'm nervous. Last week I got my brain mapped to check and see what's going on in my brain parts. And right now I'm about to have a meeting in 2 minutes to find out what the results are of that meeting. And I just feel so nervous about it. I feel like I've made up in my head that I even have an issue at all. Oh, I look so tired. I'm very tired. I didn't sleep well. I'll let you know how it goes. Okay, so that was different than I thought it was going to be. I thought she was going to look at my brain and be like, oh my gosh, you're the most ADHD person I've ever seen in my life. Your brain is so ADHD. How are you even alive? Because you're so ADHD. But that is not what she said. Her main focus of the findings was a lot of anxiety, a lot of these like spikes that I'm having that are panic. I am lacking something in my brain, or there's like something missing, or I don't know. Basically, my brain doesn't know how to be calm, which I kind of already knew, but like it's interesting to hear her say that. Yeah, I guess like my brain doesn't do what its typical person does when I'm supposed to calm down or go to sleep or just be chill. Like I don't have that chill that I'm supposed to have in my brain. She wants to work on giving me some chill, which will be great because then maybe I'll be able to sleep. She wants to work on making those spikes that I'm having of panic like go away or level them out a bit. But it seems like she just saw a lot of anxiety, a lot of not being chill. I'm super sensitive and emotional. It was a lot of information to process all at once. On the testings that I did, like the actual tests, like where there were like quizzes I had to take, she said I performed very well on those. I think basically she told me I was a genius. But it was just a lot to process, a lot to think about. I don't even know how I feel. I just need to think about everything she said because it was a lot. But I'm excited to go and get the work done to like make me not as anxious and not in such a state of fight or flight because it's not very fun. But I guess I'm a genius with a lot of panic. I'm gonna go play with my kids. Goodbye. Okay, so it's been many hours later. Last night, Parker and I finally got some work done on the Taylor Swift Eras tree. We still have some more bulbs and things that we could put up, but it's pretty packed. Like this tree is pretty packed. There aren't many ornaments that are like themed to the different albums. Like, you know what I mean? Like I really wanted to have like a typewriter in the Torture Post Apartment one and a bejeweled ornament for Midnights. You know, like different ornaments that represent different songs from the different eras. And I didn't really do that. It's mostly just the colors. It goes Taylor Swift, Fearless, Speak Now, Red, 1989, Reputation, Lover, Folklore, Evermore, Midnights, and TTPD. But I wish I had more like ornaments that were themed specifically to the songs. Like I have a couple. Like there's a red scarf in the Red era. There are snakes in the Reputation era. There's a key lime green dog from the Great American Dynasty song. There's this like lavender fluffy color thing in Midnights for Lavender Haze. And then Tortured Poets Department, I tried to do more like vintage looking black and white kind of ornaments, but I do wish I had more time and money and attention span to do some very specific ornaments for each era, but it is what it is. I like it, it's fun. Parker has had so much fun. We've been watching the Eras Tour movie every night, creating this tree, and it's been a really nice like bonding fun time for the two of us, so it's been really lovely. I just found the funniest things that I have to share with the class. As we all know, I keep diaries, journals, whatnot. Not so much anymore, but when I was younger, I just loved to journal and diary and draw and all that stuff. So, by the way, my hair looks greasy because it is. Among all the other stressful things that have been going on in my life in the last week or two, my hot water stopped working and I need to get an entire new water system like installed and whatever, and it's like thousands of dollars and it's been like a little bit stressful. We do have a working shower with hot water, but we have 9 kids and 4 adults living here, so it's hard to find time to have my turn to take a shower. I am in desperate need of a shower. So yes, I know my hair's super greasy and gross, but it is what it is. I had to move because I feel like the lighting was bad over there, but it's still bad over here, so who cares? Anyway, this binder is incredible. It is like a velvety, soft material. And in it, I know I've shown this at some point before online, but it says Colleen's Clothes Designs. This one is a cool chick. This one is a Valley girl all the way. A sleepy singing girl. And over here we have summer dress. Anyway, I thought this was funny. There's a lot in there. I guess I wanted to be a fashion designer for a singular day, but that's not what I wanted to show you. I wanted to show you something funny I found in this old sketchbook from my childhood. There's lots of random stuff in this sketchbook, like a glass of water. Here's me signing my name in lots of different ways. This one makes me laugh. This is what I guess I thought style was. It says style. Short hair, clipped back, bleached hair, purple eyeshadow, green lipstick. Okay, Glozella's shaking. Earrings all the way up her ear. Belly button shirt, belly button ring, flares, humongous shoes. Apparently this is what I thought was style and fashion. I remember I was so mad at my mom when I was like 12, 13 years old because I really wanted a belly button ring and I wanted my ears to be pierced twice and then I wanted one up at the top. I wanted it so bad and my mom wouldn't let me get it. And I remember being a young teenager and really wanting my belly button pierced because Britney Spears had her belly button pierced and I thought it was so cool. Now I think I'm kind of grateful. I don't know. I don't think I would have cared about the earrings, but the belly button ring, I think I'm kind of glad that I didn't get that, but I just think that's so funny that I thought it was so cool because I loved Britney Spears. But the reason I thought this was an interesting thing is because, as we all know, I talk down about myself quite often. I'm always trying to, even I just did it just now earlier. I was like, oh, by the way, I know my hair is greasy. I feel like I always have to either make fun of myself, laugh at myself, or point out flaws in myself before someone else can do it. For some reason, I think that's like a self-defense mechanism that I use, I guess. I don't really know. If I don't say the negative things about myself first, then someone else will say it, and that's more painful to me. I don't know. It doesn't make any sense, but it is something that I do. And it was interesting going through this sketchbook. This sketchbook was not for school. It was just for me. I would draw something, like for example, this picture of random hands, and I wrote on it, I messed up. Here's another one, a picture of a cat, and I wrote, I messed up the body, and pointed to it. Here's another one. It's a random aquarium tank or something that says not finished. So this is throughout this entire sketchbook. Even though this was my sketchbook, no one else looked at this. This belonged to only me. The idea that someone might find this sketchbook and look at these pictures and think negatively about some of the pictures and make fun of me, I needed to get ahead of it and write that stuff down before someone else could say it. And I just found that very interesting that I've been doing that since I was a little girl. I was writing my name and right here I go, I messed up, ignore that. Like, who am I talking to? Ignore that. I just thought that was interesting and funny and wanted to share it with the class. Apparently I've been anxious and scared of people making fun of me my entire life, so that's all. Hey everyone, it's the next day. I didn't really vlog anything else yesterday. However, I realized I never finished showing you guys that we did put the star on the top of the tree. We were attempting to put the star on the top of the tree and failed. Wait, did I show you that? I don't remember what I've shown you and what I haven't. I showed you decorating the tree yesterday. Maybe I didn't show you when we were trying. Okay, we had a very hard time getting the star on the top of the tree. It was very, very difficult. So I filmed that. I don't know that I put it in or not. So if I didn't, I'll put it in here. We have a dilemma. We're trying to figure out how to get the star onto the tree. Here is the star. There is the tree. It's literally impossible. Last year, it took Eric and I like an hour or two to figure out how to do it. So the ladder is kind of a short ladder. And this thing is not sturdy. As you can see, we bent the poo out of it last year trying to get it to stay on the top of the tree because it's very wobbly and the top of the tree isn't very strong. So we should have put this on the top of the tree before we put the top of the tree on the tree, if you know what I'm saying. But we didn't because we're dumb. And now the tree's all decorated so we can't take it apart. So we're trying to figure out how to make this go on the top and it's just not going well.
No, this is
No, it's going. It can go. It can go. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. So we've unattached the top layer of the tree.
Because we've been doing this for like 2 hours. Dad is doing it with one
and
hand.
now the dilemma will be you put it back on. Okay, it looks straightish.
This is also very high up. Like,
She said goodbye. She said, oh!
should find it. We got
Professional star on tree tools.
so many tools.
The top ramen is not sitting well on my tummy tum-tums. Anyway, we did eventually get the star on the top of the tree. It was very complicated, but we did it. And now I'm realizing, oh no, the only lights that are working are on the bottom of the tree. Oh no, when did this happen? Okay, hold on, let me check and see if I can fix this. Oh no, what happened? Oh. It was just unplugged, no worries. I'm just an idiot. Just a big ol' idiot. Anyway, I didn't film anything else yesterday. I was a little overwhelmed, stressed out, had a lot on my mind after the neuro appointment. I did film the appointment and I haven't decided yet if I'm gonna put it in or not, but I know that I explain it incorrectly because I'm not smart. So I feel like it would be good for me to put it out there for you guys to see so that you can hear what the doctor said, but then I just feel like people are just gonna like rip it to shreds and judge me and I don't know, but it wouldn't be the first time, so I guess I'll put it in. I don't know. Maybe I won't. I don't know. I get this idea. If I put in my conversation with the doctor, I'll trim it down because obviously it was a long conversation, but I'll trim it down to like the bullet points of what she said, and I'll probably like alter the audio a little bit so that my doctor has their privacy. I might even speed it up if I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to put it in. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. But right now, I just need to get ready because my sister is coming over and we're going to film the next episode of the podcast. And I think we're going to bake today. She doesn't know that, but I think that's what we should do because people are asking for a baking episode. And you know I love to bake. Maybe I'll do my Christmas reindeer cookies. These are really simple and super freaking cute. But I need like eyeball candies and I don't know if I have those. Oh my God, I think I found them. Oh, you know what? I bought all the ingredients for this last week because we're gonna do this last week, and one of the ingredients is pretzels. And I'm pretty sure my kids ate all of those. Let's see if I have any pretzels. Well, I have some. It's not quite the amount that I need. Ay. I think we have enough pretzels to make like at least a dozen reindeers, maybe. Fun in the sun. Ow, my eyeball itches. All right, I'm gonna go keep setting up for the podcast, and I'll see you guys in a little bit. Okay, I'm gonna call it a night, and I am gonna show you a little bit of my conversation with my doctor. Not too much, just because I feel like I didn't explain it well at the beginning of this vlog. But yeah, I'm excited to get started on treatments and see if it can help with my anxiety and my panic and my depression and my insomnia and all the other things. So here's some of my talk with my doctor. Okay, see you guys later. Bye. Hi, how are you? You might hear random children screaming because there's a lot of them here today. So
So it's a good day. It's a good recording, which is great. You have several different profiles that again are sort of more anxious. When you close your eyes, you don't generate the frequency that signals to your body it's okay to let down and it's okay to relax.
right.
And then the spikes, they can create panic, overwhelm, and even paranoia. I've seen people who develop phobias with these kinds of findings. You know, it can create that overwhelming feeling of, I'm going to die, something's horribly wrong, right? Because your nervous system goes into serious sympathetic arousal.
Right.
Okay? Across the board, you actually are a little bit lower voltage than everybody else, including theta. Theta is a frequency that's responsible for reverie, daydream, trance, and fantasy. You don't make a lot of this. Alpha, this is a frequency that we make when we close our eyes. And as you can see, when you close your eyes, you know, of all the frequencies, alpha is the one that's the most lacking. And not making alpha with eyes closed is thought to be an alpha blocking profile, which is again what I called a white knuckling. And usually that's a consequence of trauma or PTSD. You don't go into a disengagement when you close your eyes. And difficulty calming down. Okay, so this is where this gets super interesting. This slower wave, this is lambda. Lambda is a frequency that's a visual tracking frequency. Think about someone who's kind of looking left and right, like making sure that the coast is clear, that they are safe, that everything's fine. And we do see it in people who suffer trauma and who have PTSD. Some of the things that we see are panic and overwhelm, impulsivity, oppositional defiance, focus issues, and then finally we can see sleep stuff. That's a consequence of polyspikes. I don't know that I've ever seen this combination of things, which is a beta burst paired with lambda content. Your brain is telling us what it does on its own to balance these out. This next image, this is the heart. You're basically at the top of normal for sympathetic parasympathetic ratio, but you certainly lean sympathetic, fight, flight, flee, that kind of stuff. Your ERP, you were faster than most people by about 100 milliseconds. That's great. This is no surprise because your profile is one, again, it leans towards anxiety. There's some PTSD in here. And so we often see people with these kinds of findings to be faster. And so you are really fast. You have a good brain for processing information. For whatever reason, at the end of the test, your responses got a little bit weaker. Mm-hmm. You might have gotten bored.
I think that is what happened. Yeah. I kind of started playing games with myself, like how far away can I look of my peripheral vision still see? Like
so funny.
So I kind of messed it up a little bit. It wasn't on purpose, but it was, I think, just kind of where my mind went.
So normally ADHD, we'll see kind of what happens here. So look, you're kind of rock star. You're like, oh yeah, she's nailing it. She's under 400. And then we get like not quite halfway through, and you start to wonder here, right? So your timing's got longer. ADHD is not actually the main thing that we're after here, but you showed a little drift, and that's really funny that you started to play a game with yourself here near the end. It's like the last 30%. Yeah. We start to see an inconsistency. Your response to the cognitive exam was great. I know this because most people don't get everything in above average. You're pretty high performer. I'd say you're one of, I could probably count 4 or 5 people, if not 2 or 3, since we've been administering this exam who've done this well. So cognition, cognitive functioning, none of that stands out to me as something that I'm worried about.
Your such a genius and I am not. So I feel like half the stuff you said, I was like,
I doubt that. In fact, looking at your exam, I was like, this lady's brain.
Let me say, do you want me to sum it up?
Yeah, like, you could. That'd be great. Yeah.
So you have a natural genetic profile of low voltage, and that's emotional tension. There's nothing pathological about it, but it does. They're fast, they're more complicated. But anyway, low voltage equals emotional tension, just naturally. You have spikes. Spikes are panic and overwhelm and flooding. And it can feel like you're going to die. So spikes are like, they have that whole vibe. You have an alpha blocking profile. That means that your system doesn't relax when you close your eyes. And then the last piece is frontal beta. This is usually something that's grown. The stress that you've been exposed to, has increased the size of frequency that's responsible for thinking. Spikes are the ones that are the most important to take care of. Then the beta. After that is the low voltage and the alpha, which might just be naturally occurring for you. I'm not positive if they are or not. We'll find out. But if we take care of the first two and those two are still lingering, you might feel like yourself again.
Okay.
Hopefully, theoretically, in my experience, will stabilize the spikes that we're seeing. So that's the reason for that 1-2 punch. And then there's going to be a clip on your ear, and that's going to be for the sympathetic, the fact that you're a little sympathetically over aroused.
Is that your fancy way of calling me dramatic?
No, not in the least. No.